and welcome to my channel. My name is Chastity. Here we talk about beauty, entertainment, celebrities, books, movies, anime, TV shows, and kind of anything else that garners my attention this week. And today, we're going to talk about Monique, her public service announcement, and respectability politics. So on Saturday, I see this video of Monique, kind of floating around my timeline. At first, I kind of pay it no mind until I'm starting to see people write think pieces on my timeline about Monique, and I'm like, okay, let me go watch this video, because clearly it got the girls upset. So in this video, Monique is lamenting about her last time at the airport, where she saw a lot of young black girls in bonnets and scarves and pajamas and slippers and blankets. And she was just like, my young sisters, why don't you respect yourselves when you're going on 8-hour flights? You're traveling, so you should, dress to the nines. You don't know who's gonna see you. A lot of nonsense like that. And then she implored other aunties to tap young black girls in public and tell them, why don't you respect yourselves? I wanted to be clear before we even get into the video that if an older black woman's tapped me on the shoulder, I'm gonna tell her to go fuck herself. Me personally. Me and the person I am. I don't play that. If I don't know you and what I'm doing is not causing me any physical harm, mind your business. But that's basically the gist of Monique's little public service announcement, which I find very interesting. You are addressing the public in your bathrobe, okay, but you're telling me to dress up. But when you're addressing the public, you in your bathrobe, the jokes kind of write themselves. And Monique's whole rant is seeped in respectability politics, which I feel like you shouldn't be surprised of, because Monique is of an older generation who definitely believes that respectability politics will save black people, which it's very dumb in my opinion, because respectability politics is seeped in anti-blackness to begin with. Respectability politics in a roundabout way basically means that if you did not exhibit these behaviors, you would not be treated the way you're being treated. And I hate that. I feel like respectability politics takes the responsibility away from the oppressor and puts it all on the oppressed, telling oppressed people that you're being treated this way not because you're black or not because you're a minority, but because you're loud, just because you wear your hair a certain way, and somehow taking all of the blame from the oppressor and saying this is not their fault, this is 100% your fault. And because respectability politics basically says that you're being treated this way because you exhibit these behaviors, that then enforces this idea that there is a type of black person that deserves racism. That because they act this way, they deserve to be treated less as human. And I can't get down with that. It does not matter what another person does. No one deserves to be treated like less than the person. I don't care what you do. Just existing, being loud, being ghetto does not mean you deserve less than another black person. And I refuse to live like that. It does come with a slight classism and elitism when you think about respectability politics. And when you think of it, respectability politics doesn't really work, because ask black people who work in corporate America, especially pre-Rona, and they will tell you stories of racism and microaggressions and just white coworkers showing their ass. I've definitely heard people say that they've had a white coworker contact HR about the fact they changed their hair too much, and just little things like that. With more mobility, it doesn't. I think some black people believe that mobility somehow shields you from racism, and that's not the case. I've definitely seen plenty of successful black people in nicer areas driving nice cars get pulled over a lot. Even though you live there and you could have lived there for years and you worked hard for all of these things, there's going to be people who see you as a black person and decide that you don't deserve these things. Black people who move up and they're living in nicer areas will get the cops called on them, even if they've lived there for an extensive period of time, because people see you as a black person with nice things and decide that you shouldn't have these things, and therefore I'm going to get these things taken from you. This is not a new concept. Like we see it with like black celebrities, we see it with like athletes where they're just living in their richness, and they still get harassed. They still get treated horribly. And they do feel a little bit more removed from it because people are less likely to be so openly racist with them because they do have the money. But it does happen, and when it does, it definitely rocks them as a person. So let's go back to Monique and this need that black women should dress down, dress to nines, go to airport. I think that's stupid. I'm not going to do my hair, do my makeup, do a cute fit to sit in economy, sis. I'm not doing that. And them cramped little seats for who knows how long, especially if you have a long flight. Like, let's be realistic here, because people were showing pictures of like basically like celebrities and influencers dressing up for the airport. I'm like, you do know these people, like when they get to the plane, they put on their pajamas, and then when it's time to go, they put back on their nice clothes, and then that's where you catch them for the photos. Like, no one is sitting, especially no one is sitting in economy in a three-piece suit. You're funny. But it's like, I'm not going to dress up to sit for an extended period of time. Who am I running into? Because then here's where respectability comes in, where it's like, who am I trying to impress? Who am I trying to look good for? White people? Because I don't see the point in that. I don't live my life looking for the approval of white people. I also don't live my life thinking if I act a certain way, white people will treat me with respect. That is not true. Because respectable black people get murdered every day. So clearly it doesn't matter how respectable you are, because if that mattered, then MLK will still be alive. Like, let's not be stupid. But like, it's just so interesting to me that we have to consistently police what other black women are doing. What does another black girl wearing a bonnet or a scarf has to do with you? Because it really baffles me that you could see someone's appearance and be like, yeah, you don't deserve basic human rights. You don't deserve to be treated like a human being because you're wearing a scarf, a bonnet, things that are meant to protect our hair. That's what's wild to me. Because I know that like flying could really like mess up your skin. So I can only imagine what that's doing to your hair, because your hair is also very temperamental. The water you use, like if you're using hard water, that can affect your hair, as well as like air pollution and climate. All stuff can really like not just affect your skin but also affect your hair. Also, this is a tip for like if you have allergies and you wear your hair out, do you not think pollen and everything is not going to get into your hair and then make your allergies even worse? So like, in my opinion, especially in like the spring and summertime, it makes 1,000% more sense to cover your hair to protect it from the harsh environment, because the sun's not good for your hair either. Have you never heard of like sun bleaching? Like, the sun can literally bleach your hair. Like, it's not crazy to want to protect your hair. Also, maybe once you get there to where you're going, you have to go somewhere and do something, so you're covering your hair to protect the style. Like, I don't. There's so many things that could be happening that would make sense for someone to wear a scarf, and at the same time, you should just be allowed to wear a scarf, because hair covering is not a new thing, right? There's so many cultures, so many societies that women cover their hair. There's a point in time where like our grandmothers would not go anywhere without covering their hair. So I don't really understand why like now that it's just changed to like bonnets, that's the problem. I think that's kind of stupid. Again, I feel like if you have a style and you're trying to protect it, wear your bonnet, wear your scarf. I don't personally wear scarves and bonnets at the house, but that's because I opt to wear a hat, like a nice little snapback or something like that. So if you see me wearing a hat, my hair is not done. The wig's not glued down. That's why I'm wearing the hat, to hide what's happening under here. Because, like, listen, if I do a fresh twist out and I have to go somewhere, I'm not taking my twist out for at least 2 days. And we simply got to move past that one. I'm going to throw on this hat. I'm going to go to Walmart. Like, I'm not dressing down to the nines to go to the grocery store. I'm not putting on my best dress to go to Walmart. To impress who? And let's be fair. As women, you know you get hit on way more when you dress bummy than when you dress nice. The amount of attention you get just in your regular fits is crazy. So I don't see, like, who am I trying to oppress? Again, respectability politics is for white people. Because I see another black person in a bonnet or a scarf, I don't care. I see a black guy in a do-rag, that's also another thing. Men, do-rags have moved to a place of fashion. And men can wear do-rags out the house and ain't no problem. But when women wear their bonnets, we throwing hissy fits, giving misogyny. Like, some of y'all really hate seeing black women be comfortable, and it's very strange and weird to me. Why? Every other race of woman gets to wear their hair in them ratty little buns. Everyone else gets to leave the house in pajamas. Like, sit with yourself and ask, why does seeing another black woman in a bonnet or scarf make you uncomfortable? Is it because white people are around? And if that's the case, let's work on ourselves, okay? Because I say this all the time, that like, you cannot change people's perceptions of you when it comes to race stuff, right? If people are going to view you as lazy, as all these negative things, why run yourself ragged to subvert these things? That's not your job. It is not your job to unteach people bigotry. My opinion. I just feel like the oppressed should not do all the work. That's just me. I'm no one's teacher. I'm not built to be a teacher. There are people who they're put on this earth to be teachers, and I'm going to let them do it, but not me. I'm going to live my life authentically as possible. I'm going to leave my house dressed however I want. Like, leggings, t-shirts, hat, and some slides. That's chastity in the summertime. Like, I'm not giving you a look unless I'm going out somewhere. I find like it unnecessary to try to turn a look because I'm going to Walmart. Y'all are funny. Y'all are truly funny. Because again, who are you trying to impress? It's not other black people, because black people get it. You got some deep conditioner in your hair. You gotta run to Target real quick. I'm personally not going to attack another black woman for living her life. But you are afraid of white people seeing you, and then what? Deciding in that moment that, you know what, today I'm going to decide that black people don't deserve rights. I promise you, how you dress don't affect that. And when I say things like that, that like whatever you do doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say, because some of you decide to be obtuse, is just to live your life however you want to, and don't have the outside opinion stop you from doing what you want to do. Like, that's all I mean when I say it doesn't matter. It means just live your life the best way you possibly can. Because again, these rules and regulations you're putting on other black women is for the white gaze. You're doing it to not look bad to white people. Because that's the whole point of respectability politics. Is to be respectable, so white people treat you right, which is a dumb concept in itself. In one of my like classes, I had watched a TED Talk where a woman said that respectability politics is a rational solution to an illogical problem. That illogical problem being racism. Because racism is illogical, because race is a man-made construct used to justify horrific acts. Saying that I can kill these people or I can enslave these people because they're different from me. All those differences we have are just base level things. They're all phenotypes. Because when you get down to it, to a molecular level, we're all the same species. We're all humans. Like, we're really not that different. Like, how we look all just depended on where we lived. So you've lived in warmer, hotter climates, you had darker eye colors as well as deeper and darker skin tones. If you lived in much colder climates, eye colors are usually lighter as well as skin and hair lighter, right? Like, that's all this is. It's just reactions to the climate and better ways to survive. That we're just adapting to nature. Beyond that, all of this don't really mean much, right? We're not actually different, but race was created to justify doing horrible things to other human beings. To say we're not actually the same when we actually are the same. Because when you think about it, if we were that different, right? If we were different species, we were different from each other that way, we wouldn't be able to donate organs the way we do. Only black people would be able to get organs from each other, white people, and so forth. And that's not the case. As long as you fit the criteria, you can give an organ to anybody because we're people. We're humans, we're Homo sapiens, we're the same species. All of this is a construct. It's man-made. There is really nothing different about us outside of appearance. But people use that to justify these behaviors. And we've decided to hold on to this man-made construct and then blame the oppressed for the oppressor's things. And that is crazy to me how it turned into that. To tell another black person that you essentially deserve your treatment because you're not respectable, when it's shown time and time again that doesn't matter if you're respectable. It truly does not matter. It doesn't matter if you were in a suit and tie, they will bury you in that suit and tie. It doesn't matter if you're wearing a scarf or a bonnet. A white person's opinion of you is not going to drastically change because they saw another black person wearing a scarf. If that's the case, that you are no longer an individual, that's what respectability politics does. That stops you from being an individual, and now you have the burden of your entire race on your shoulders, which I think is insane. That means I have to think about every single action I'm going to do because it's going to reflect on other black people, which it doesn't matter to white people. You a nigga regardless. You a nigga with a PhD or you a nigga in the streets. It really don't matter. And again, when I say it don't matter, some of you just refuse to think and decide to just be obtuse. When I say it doesn't matter, I'm gonna keep saying this. Doesn't matter is me telling you to just live your life. Live and exist your most authentic life, and stop being afraid of what a white person's gonna think of you. Because a white person can decide that you're not a human being. There's nothing you can do to change that. So why stress yourself out? Why run yourself ragged trying to get acceptance from people that are never going to accept you? That are not going to look at you as an individual and just see you as a black person and that's it. And not Chrissy, not Jamie, not a Jessica, none of that. You know? We need to stop policing each other. Allow people to be their own person. I don't fully get why what the next person does can affect you so deeply that you have to tap them on the shoulder. Why does it matter to you? Especially when you're in Walmarts and Targets in at the airport. You're going to be sitting for an extended amount of time. What is the purpose of dressing up and dressing down? If I'm taking an 8-hour flight, I am not doing my hair and makeup. I'm not dressing down because as soon as I'm getting where I'm supposed to be getting, I'm going to sleep. Are you serious? On my wedding day, and I have to do a quick stop someplace, you think I'm going to take my hair out? No, the bonnet's staying on. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are really, really crazy to think I'm going to take my hair out to do quick trips someplace. That's unnecessary. For who? For what? No, absolutely not. It's really crazy to me how you just decided that you're going to tell another black woman what to do. Why are we policing each other? Let other black women live their life and mind your business. I'm so confused by what another person is doing in public that is not hurting anyone affects you so much. You have to tap them on the shoulder. That's how you get beat up. Listen, that's how you get hit in your mouth. Don't do that to people. Please do not tap somebody on the shoulder and ask them why don't they respect themselves, because you won't get spit in the face. And you're not gonna like that. Because when you poke and prod at respectability politics and dress how you want to be treated people, the points very much so fall apart. Because for the respectability politics people, it's always that bonnets and scarves and stuff look ghetto. The question is, look ghetto to who? To white people? That is the sit with yourself. That you care that much about people who don't care about you. Let it go. To the dress how you want to be treated people, to have that mentality, you have to fundamentally believe that there are groups of people who deserve to be treated horribly for how they dress. Is that not crazy to you that you believe that people deserve racism that people deserve to be murdered, to be raped because of how they look. That is an insane concept to believe in. I just don't understand why we don't allow people, again, black women, to be comfortable. If you want to dress up all the time, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly acceptable. It's perfectly acceptable to also just want to wear bonnets and scarves when you're outside, especially if you're not doing anything special. I feel like the people who are talking about women who wear bonnets and scarves are acting like they're seeing these women at fancy restaurants or at events wearing bonnets and scarves, which is not the case. I've never seen someone at a black tie event wearing bonnet and scarf. I don't see the problem with going to the supermarket and Target and such with a bonnet and scarf. Again, I don't do it, but because I opt to wear a hat. That's just what I do because I feel like it looks like I'm actually dressed when I'm actually not. That's how I move, and I don't care if I see another black woman in a scarf. It does not affect me in a way that I need to write think pieces with no thoughts about it. And again, the whole purpose of bonnets and scarves are to protect your hair. So I don't understand why you are so upset seeing a black woman protect her hair when they're out in public. Again, like air pollution, sun damage, all of that isn't good for your hair anyway. So I don't see the problem of protecting it. Like I just don't see this as a big enough deal because again, men can wear do-rags in public. I've seen white women like wear like bandanas and stuff around the hair to cover it and stuff like that. So I don't see how everyone else can cover their hair when they want to when their hair is not done. You know, white girls get the messy buns and stuff like that. But when black women are simply trying to cover their hair, it's a big issue and it's a problem. Why do y'all hate black women so much? That seems to just be the only question. Why? I'm going to keep reiterating this. Let other people live their lives. I promise you. Maybe you don't like to see black women not dressed up all the time, but you simply have to let it go. Not everyone is you, not everyone lives like you, and you have to let people be individuals. If someone wants to be in Walmart with a bonnet or scarf on, especially when I think about how much work it is to do our hair, like it's not hard work, but it does take effort, and you want to protect it until you have to go somewhere nice, I don't see the problem with letting other black women do that. That's what they choose. Again, I want people to have choices, and I feel like you limiting people's choices to fit your standards is very narcissistic. Just let someone else live. Let people just do what they want to do. I don't understand stressing yourself out over complete and utter strangers. That is also weird to me. Just live. Just simply live. So yeah, that's pretty much it. What are you guys' thoughts and opinions on the whole like no bonnets and scarves in public debate? Should black people, in particular black women, not be comfortable on airplanes? Do we have to dress to the nines like we're back in the 60s? Like, what do you guys feel about this whole topic? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.